Hello, I'm John Loveridge. You know, sitting here thinking back over the last 4 years, it is only really coming home to me now how good Gemini has been to us all. Perhaps some of us tend to overlook the magnificent sales performance of this car. I've been asking myself why that should be so. And do you know, I think it's simply because the Gemini has given no trouble. It's been no trouble to sell, it's been little trouble in service or warranty matters, and certainly no trouble to trade in and resell. It's been selling against the best small cars the Japanese can throw at us, and convincingly outsold them all for most of 1978 and all of 1979. I know you sales professionals have played your part in that, and on behalf of GMH, I thank you for it. You asked us for more availability of Gemini, and our response to this was a little conservative. However, you showed clearly that given increased availability, you could sell many more Geminis than we expected. So much so that in the last 3 months, Gemini took a whisker under 30% of the lower medium car market. This was an increase of about 10% over the 1979 average. Rest assured that with the new model, our production forecasts will give you all the stock you need to keep up with this mighty effort. By now, all of you will have seen the new TE Gemini and will have recognized the fact that what we have done is to further improve and fine-tune that winning formula. We wanted to reinforce all the strong qualities that have been so outstandingly successful for you with Gemini. Low-cost motoring, good value, durability, simplicity, and Holden trust and dependability. We are now looking to you to increase our share of the light 4-cylinder market with this improved winning formula. We know you will do it because our market research tells us that the buyers will see the competitors in that segment in 1980 as being much the same as they were in 1979. In other words, the Corolla, Datsun Sunny, and Escort won't have improved any sales feature story. With Gemini, you do. This overall market segment will increase in 1980 by about 10,000 more vehicles. We expect most of that 10,000 unit increase to go through your hands and your pay packet. We are making sure of that by holding back the wagon and van variants until early next year, so we can boost showroom traffic even further when we launch them. When I talk about new model launches, I'm reminded of the fantastic days of the launch of Commodore just 1 year ago. We'll be meeting you personally early in the new year for a similar get-together to wet another new baby's head. Our TD Gemini run-out has been so successful that we've had to forego the normal release functions for TE and bring forward our announcement of the new model. Had we not done this, there was a real risk of losing Gemini sales momentum for want of availability. We had the TEs rolling off the Acacia Ridge line, so the decision was taken to move them out to enable you to keep the ball rolling and your commissions coming in. Frankly, this has enabled us to inject funds into television advertising to pull as many prospects for you as we can and make more money for you in the process. Also working in your favor is that the kind of person to whom you'll sell the new TE Gemini will be pretty much the same kind of buyer you've had for the last 4 years. About 60% of them will be married, and almost half of them female buyers, so the strong appeal of Gemini to women buyers will continue. Again, your main age group of buyers will be in the 17 to 29 years group. In the last 4 years, most people have bought Gemini for its performance, reputation, low cost of ownership, handling ease, availability of spare parts, dealer service, and last but not least, the dollar numbers in the final deal. Our latest research with TE tells us that the same factors will apply, with one important difference. The difference is that on top of all the traditional, well-recognized and proven Gemini features, We now have a car that stands out from the shopping basket fleet. In other words, the new Gemini now feels like and looks a little more like a medium-sized car without any of the size and weight drawbacks. Now, I can't emphasize enough to you how important that is. Many of your Gemini prospects will be downsizing from medium-sized cars, and they will want to use their car for many purposes. Not just as a shopping basket, which is about all Gemini's competition is good for these days. They do want to use it for holidays, for recreation, for outings and trips. And in the price range, the TE Gemini is the only one that is more than a baby car. This is the most highly competitive segment of the market. You don't need me to tell you that. Recognizing that, we are putting a very heavy press and advertising launch behind TE. Your dealership has samples of the material we are using starting on November 11. However, no amount of advertising and PR money can substitute for the enthusiasm of you, the sales professional, for the product. I know that unless the product is something you can believe in and can sell well and make good money selling, then the rest is just so much hot air. In that context, there are two extremely important statements I want to make to you. One is that our changes and improvements to Gemini are not just a facelift, as you will see in a moment. They are many and subtle. Our engineers have gone through this car with a fine-tooth comb and uprated and improved it in all the vital areas. In other words, we not only introduced meaningful styling changes, we also put our investment into the many small things that make a great seller even better. The other thing is that until you drive the TE, you won't appreciate the changes that have been made. It's quieter, easier to drive, smoother, and feels like a much bigger car. With this car, more than any other vehicle in the range, it is absolutely essential that you get your prospect behind the wheel and sell him from there. I cannot stress too much that the key to new Gemini is that we have moved it just a little bit up and away from the shopping basket baby car image. This has been deliberate because you have more and more buyers scaling down from bigger cars, and the last thing they want is to feel they're buying a toy car. Sell that concept of the new TE and the proven image of a 4-year record of a great car you couldn't kill with an axe, and you'll write even better sales figures than the TD gave you in 1979. Now, let's look at our new Gemini, the 4-cylinder car for the 80s. Thank you.
Lee should be here soon. Well, he did say 2 o'clock.
Hey, you know him. He's probably romancing the lady at the TAB.
Hello, Sharon.
Oh,
Bob.
not
G'day.
before time.
So this is what the poor people are doing these days.
You should know. Listen, why don't you treat that terrific lady of yours to an afternoon in the sun listening to some jazz?
She's at home working. Besides, I'm out looking at cars. That bores her to tears.
I agree with her. Coffee?
Yes, black, thanks.
Hey, Bob, Lee's thinking about buying a new car.
Oh, really? That's a great idea. You've had the Gemini how long? 3 years?
I'm nearly 4. Hey, don't get me wrong, it's been a great car. I've hardly spent a cent on it. Just that, well, there've been a lot of new models since then, and I got a rise.
What are you going to buy?
I don't know. Something economical, I guess. Like a small Datsun or a Toyota. They're always talking about fuel economy.
Are you kidding?
What's wrong with the Datsun?
Well, nothing. I mean, they're okay as far as they go, but a bit boring.
Oh, I know. You're the petrol head. You think I should buy an Alfa or a second-hand BMW?
Oh, no way. I mean, for me, yeah, but not for you. Look, why don't you think about a new Gemini?
I've already got a Gemini. Oh, you mean the new one?
Too right. Look, they've just released it. Haven't seen it, mind you, but the motor magazines gave it plenty.
Huh?
Look, tell you what, why don't we go and check it out now? Sharon, coming?
Now?
Well, you're the one who wanted to look at cars.
You men really are the pits. We were going to listen to Galapagos duck play jazz. Now you're dragging me off to see some rotten car.
Oh.
I don't have much choice, do I?
This is it, the new Holden Gemini. The Holden Gemini, the first true world car, has proved over and over again that nothing has matched it in its class as an efficient design achievement. It's been a brilliant sales performer, the top-selling small car for the last 2 years. It has an outstanding record of reliable, low-cost, no-worries performance and customer satisfaction. So how do you improve a product that has already been so successful? That's not easy, but it's happened with TE Gemini.
Now that's what I call a great-looking car.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
I like the front. There's a lot of Commodore there. These bumpers are good. See the new end caps and rub strips?
That's a new grille. And I like these wrap-round parking lamps.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Steel radials. Laminated windscreen. All standard.
I like that bonnet line. Isn't the colour terrific?
All right, now let's see. It uses electro-galvanized steel for the bonnet, fenders and boot lid. Oh, that's for extra corrosion protection. Oh, they're great-looking wheels. And have a go at these side protection strips, just like the Commodore. Now check out these rear lights. See, this is what you want. Big lights that wrap around the corners.
Yeah.
I hear these butte bumper end caps. Oh, and rub strips again.
Hey, Lee, come and have a look at this. Lee? Lee?
This is the base Gemini, which will capture more and more of the fleet business. You don't change a winning formula, and with the new TE Gemini, the aim of the designers was to develop further the sound basis of a product that for more than 4 years now has been a winner in every way.
Okay, have a look.
They made the TE slightly bigger because the market said that if they were going to buy a light medium car, they didn't want it to look tiny or tinny.
It really was.
They wanted a tough-looking car.
100cc overhead camshaft engine.
Yeah.
As part of the overall Commodore design concept.
In keeping with the Commodore philosophy of total design efficiency, carburation, emission systems, combustion chambers, ignition timing and fuel pump have all been revised.
10% increase in fuel economy.
As a result, the overhead cam 1.6-litre four-cylinder engine delivers up to 10% better fuel economy than the TD. That's just the start of the sales story.
1600cc goes like a 2-litre.
But it shares with the others the revised suspension for even better ride and handling, new anti-corrosion protection, and a high level of standard equipment with steel radial tyres, full carpeting, heated rear window, and the fact that it's a Holden.
Ah, well.
Now tell me, how did you dive underneath on that last corner there?
Oh, well, it was easy, really.
Yeah.
Lee? We're not keeping you up, are we, mate?
Huh? Oh, no. I was just thinking what a good all-round performer the Gemini is.
Yeah, well, that's what I reckon.
Welcome back.
You look at the other cars in its class, nothing but shopping trolleys, if you ask me. But with this one, I mean, you could hop in with a bunch of the guys and go interstate overnight. I mean, you couldn't do that in those baby cars. You'd go gaga after the first 200 clicks.
You're dead right about that.
You're both mean. This would be a great car for shopping, and I bet it's easy to park.
Oh, Terry, Quid, you never listen to me, do you? I didn't say it wasn't a terrific shopping car. I just said that...
The thing about TE, and this is the SL version, the volume seller, is that it's got all the big features that have made Gemini #1, and then some added pluses, like the biggest boot in its class, with a spare wheel and tools all properly stowed, and all of it usable space, with no funny shapes or protrusions. Gemini has always been the value leader because it offers top 4-cylinder performance, problem-free low-cost motoring, Holden service and spare parts, and you don't get the ghosts coming back all the time. They're the things this part of the market wants. Reliable, no-worries performance with good economy and big car behaviour. They also want a car that's easy to drive, with top handling and ride qualities, and you get those only with radial tuned suspension. The steering is light and accurate, the gear shift smooth and quick, and the handling is top stuff. Frankly, in the handling department, Gemini's competitors are a bit low. This is the SL. With it as standard above the base model are the bumper rub strips and end caps, square light surrounds, side protection moulding, push button radio, clock and servo assisted brakes. If it were me, I'd add options like 5-speed gearbox, factory mag wheels, an AM stereo cassette. Oh, air conditioning, Trimatic Auto and remote control mirrors are options too. But that's enough from me.
Thank you.
Hey Sharon, why don't we take a drive down to a great little restaurant I know?
Fine.
Sharon, wake up. It's not that boring.
Hey, did you know it's got an AM stereo cassette player? And a new dash with all the warning lights in a cluster.
Yeah, just like a computer readout. Hey, Digby, cold cloth trim.
High back rear seat.
Feels great.
While the new Gemini range continues to set the standard for light car interior accommodation, with more head, shoulder and front leg room than any car in its class, it's true that it has a dual personality. On the open road, it feels like a big car. Transmission ratios have been revised to give quieter running and better performance through the gears. There's more sound-deadening material behind the dash and under the floor, making this, in the Commodore tradition, the quietest car in its class. When you've got RTS, it's hard to make it any better. But the engineers have fine-tuned TE Gemini even further with revised shock absorbers and stabilizer bars. That's what comes home to you as you drive the new range. The way the subtle improvements to engine, transmission and suspension have made the Gemini feel and sound like a bigger car out on the open road. Added to the range soon will be the station wagon and panel van variants, including the exciting new Gypsy that will start another boom in the young van market. It has all the gear, trick paint, twin sports mirrors, front air dam, tachometer and console instruments, 4-spoke steering wheel and fully trimmed rear load area. This is a knockout little van, and its sales success will give a tremendous boost to the hard workers of their class, the wagon and panel van. Both are top value. Both carry on the tradition of Gemini's low-cost performance, reliability and class leadership. Like Commodore, the new Gemini range takes us into the 80s with product leadership.
Bob?
You okay? You're miles off.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking it was time I got rid of that Honda Civic of mine. I mean, it's really only a toy car, isn't it? But I do know where there's a great little country farmhouse restaurant.
Well, haven't I heard that before somewhere?
The new TE Gemini, in the style of Commodore, Holden's 4-cylinder car for the 80s. A great sales success refined even further. A cut above all other small cars. A great road car. Your continuing sales leader in the light-medium class. The winning formula hasn't been changed. Gemini continues to spell success. New Holden Gemini. What the 80s demand, Gemini delivers.